$1,000 off on the best-selling truck in America for 39 straight years. You can also take advantage of money-saving, low interest rates on new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Our new, bigger showroom means more inventory, and that means bigger savings for you. Come to the house at Good Service Built and buy from Mike Butch Ford, and we'll give you 5 free oil changes while in 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty.
If you're looking for an incredible deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle from the dealer who has always put you first, stop the search. Call the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear.
This is Sammy Dixon saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business.
Are you thinking of selling your home or business? Hi, I'm Gloria, and as a realtor, I know that getting rid of the clutter in your home is one of the best ways to help sell your house quickly. At Jessup Premium Storage, our family-owned company provides a convenient and secure building for all of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
They're cool, clean, and secure.
This is Bill Parker with Parker Insurance and Realty, your locally owned and operated independent insurance agency. We specialize in home, auto, commercial, ATV, motorcycle, and boat insurance. Being an independent agency, we have the ability to find you the best price available to suit your insurance need. At Parker Insurance and Realty, we can help you package your insurance or find the specialty insurance required to get you covered. We are your source for any real estate needs, whether buying or selling. We can help you. Give us a call today so we can discuss your insurance or real estate needs. Parker Insurance and Realty, 265 South Macon Street, 427-9345. That's 427-9345.
And good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO-FM in Jessup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Good morning. Butch Hubbard here with you Monday morning, 20th day of June. Lots of sunshine today. High today near 88 degrees. The Altima Harbor levels of 4.6 feet and rising. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Drury Diesel in downtown Jessup, by Parker Insurance and Realty on Macon Street, also brought to you by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, and by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway. Well, Bob, there's going to be a changing of the guard out at Rayonier coming up soon.
Yep, the announcement came Friday. Jack Perrett, after 6 years of being the mill manager out there, has decided to take a new job, and he's with us with the new man. It's going to be the new manager at the mill, but we'll let Jack start first. Jack, what made you come to this decision? And a lot of people upset that you're leaving, but it's time to move on, is what you told me Friday.
Yeah, Bob, it's been a great ride. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Wayne County and Jessup for being such a great place to live for the last little over 6 years. But as you know, done a lot of things here with the mill, also very involved in the community. It's been great being part of the chamber and the IDA and working with everybody and get to know the business people. But I got an opportunity, start last fall, I actually had started some conversations with International Paper, who's located in Memphis, Tennessee. And as some people know, I worked for them years ago. I actually started with them in the pulp and paper business back in 1988. Still have a lot of good friends there. And they talked to me about, and over the last 6 months, we've been talking about some different opportunities, and then they basically made me an offer here back in the middle of March. It was just too good to turn down. I told them I couldn't leave until we got the shutdown over, and I got a new guy on place. And you're going to talk to Clay Bethea, who's with us this morning as well. And I've been recruiting him for about a year and a half to get him in here, and I think he'll be a great replacement. But with IP, they've offered me an opportunity as the director of technology, and I'll have the opportunity to work with all 48 of their mills worldwide in, deciding what new technology goes in, how we optimize the mills, and that type of stuff, something that I have done in the past and, of course, really enjoy. So it's going to be a great opportunity for me and for the family as well. One of the things the kind of thing that sealed the deal, Channing, my daughter, she loves to twirl. And we went up there about a month ago, and she had the opportunity to audition at a couple of high schools. And she was selected at Collierville High School to be the featured twirler going on the field here in the fall. So she said, Daddy, Done deal. We're going.
Going in the 9th grade, she's going to be the feature twirler. Huh?
Yes, and we're excited about that.
That shows you the level of twirling program here in Wayne County.
That's what I was going to say. Obviously, not everybody has the same level that you got here in Wayne County. So she's going to be going up there. They're just trying to get it going up there. So it's going to be a good opportunity. And I got a feeling that's going to keep Mama busy a little bit too, helping them get a program kicked off and started there in Collierville.
But she says she's still going to go on the trip to Notre Dame, though.
Oh, yeah, she's still very involved. As a matter of fact, they're leaving this weekend with the Twirl Dolls going to Myrtle Beach. They've got a competition coming up in a couple of weeks in Mobile. And then the big nationals in Notre Dame will be, I think, the 3rd week of July. So she's going to continue to twirl with the group here at least through the summer. And, that may continue on. We'll keep the same coach that she's got, the lady that comes down here, Lori from Virginia. We'll continue to work with her, and certainly keep in touch with the twirling groups here in Jessup, because this is the mecca for twirling in the world, I tell you.
Yep. Well, the new man, we met him at the luau at the chamber, Mr. Clay. Was this in the works when you brought him, or was all this? That's what everybody keeps asking.
Apparently.
As I told Butch, I knew this was a possibility even as early as last October. And, of course, I'm very, home. This is home for us. My wife's obviously grew up here, and of course, it's home for me now. And I'm certainly very interested in making sure that Rainier is successful, that the mill does well. And I knew that, potentially I could be leaving, and I needed somebody that could come in and run the mill, but not only run the mill, but also be involved in the community, which I think is so important for that position. And I met Clay about a year and a half ago. We started talking to him, and I'll let him tell you about his background. But I saw he's got the knowledge. He worked in for Buckeye for about 25 years or so. He knows how to run the mill, the technical part of it. But then also he's got the community service as well. And I think he's an old country boy like myself, and I think he's going to fit right in and fill my shoes, and y'all won't miss a beat.
Okay. Well, Clay, like I said, we got to meet you at the luau. So tell us, for people in Wayne County, to get you, meet you, tell people about yourself and how you got to Rainier.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, it's, you asked the question whether this was in the works. I think it might have been in Jack's head. It wasn't in my head.
You had no idea. I like what you told me outside the green room.
Yeah. My timeline was coming over here and 3 to 6 years, trying to fill Jack's shoes. Then I didn't realize his timeline was measured in months, not years. And so this was a little bit of a surprise for me, but it's a great opportunity for me. And Jack has built there's a good team at Rainier, so I'm optimistic in what we can do. We've got some challenges in the markets, but other than that, it's a great opportunity for me. And a little bit about myself. My wife and I, whenever I first put my resume out on the market, somebody handed it to Rainier. I didn't. And matter of fact, when Rainier called, I would not answer. I just said, well, I'm not going to go work for Rainier. They've always been the competition. And finally I answered, and everybody I met, it was like, oh, this is home. This was the kind of people I was used to being around. And so I finally got up the gumption to come over to Wayne County and to look at Jessup. And whenever I got over here, I saw some sandy soil, some slash pines, and a little bit of swamp. And I was like, yep, this is just like home here. And
your home is?
My home is Perry, Florida.
Okay.
And so we own a farm there. My dad has a farm there, and which he was a pulp mill worker as well. And so this kind of just felt like at home. And everybody I ran into, it was kind of what I was used to. So anyway, time and chance and everything, a year or so later, we're over here. And we're happy to be here, and we don't think it's a bad move. We've really enjoyed it, and as we start getting involved in the community, we like what we see there. And the people are South Georgia and North Florida. There's no difference. There's no boundary there whenever it comes to the people. So it's feels like home already, and we look forward to making it home.
You called Friday, you said, what's the scuttlebutt? The scuttlebutt's always about the mill. People are always talking about the mill, speculation about the mill, how's it doing, where's it going? So, just want to get both your thoughts on situation at the mill.
The mills is very stable. As a matter of fact, Clay and I were talking about it on the way here. I kind of feel like I got everything in place, and at some point I was, a little bit bored. What was I going to do for the next several years? And my boss, Bill Manager, great guy, but he's only a few years older than me. He's planning on working for a long time, so I was kind of looking at being in my current role for a while. We've gotten through the big project, and we're talking about that from a marketing standpoint, as we've all talked about. Not necessarily where we wanted to be, but the project execution itself went really well. The mill's gotten over that; it's doing real well. I think we talked about it. I've talked about it with you. The market, our pulp market's been a little bit challenging, but over the last 6 months, we've renegotiated long-term contracts with our key customers through like 2018, and so the mill's set up really good. I think we've got the technologies in place and running well, and I think it's ready to sit there and run for a while. I don't think we're going to see a lot of change there. The market's stable. We've got solid contracts for the next several years, and the mill's in good condition, and it's going to be running. It'll be running for the next 20 years. I have no doubts about that.
Still a large employer. How many people employed at the mill?
We got about 750 now. Obviously, that number is shrunk a bit over the last several years, but that's been through automation. And I've been, one of the things, my goal over the last several years is we always have about 30 to 40 people retiring. And I've just kind of been watching that. If we bring new projects on that reduce some jobs, we just don't hire people. And we've never had to lay anybody off, obviously, my tenure, and I don't see any of that happening in the future as well. So, but again, I think the mill is very stable. The market is, I think it bottomed out and maybe it's looking to start moving back up again. And we go through these cycles in this business about every 10 years. You've seen them if you've been here. And I think it's in a position that going to see a lot of positive things happen over the next few years.
Yeah, we haven't had a community advisory meeting in a while, so we haven't, I guess, really got the input lately on that. So it's good to hear the fact that everything's kind of stable.
Right, and that one of the other changes, again, and that's something that Clay really needs to put on his list to get that kicked off. Charlie Hood, who you guys know, he's actually retired as well. He's leaving. He's still going to work for us a little bit on a consulting basis, but we've had a lot of moving parts going on, but certainly time to do that. The other thing is we just concluded the hearings on the art suit in Atlanta last week. It'll be, I think, September before we hear the outcome of that, but I think that went as well as it could. And again, that's a process that's going to keep going on. And really, regardless of how the outcome of that, the mill's going to continue to operate, and we'll continue to work with them. And the mill will be focused on, as we've done over the last 6 years, we've made a lot of improvements in our effluents and discharges, and we want to be good corporate citizens, and I'm sure that's going to continue.
All right, and how much, people ask all the time, a lot of money's been spent in that regard, the mill. Do you have an idea, ballpark figure, how much has been spent?
Yeah, and on the environmental front, since 2008, that was actually before my time when Mike Butch was there, they got entered into the consent order with the state. And since then, we have spent north of 70. I think the number that we communicate is about $72 or $73 million on environmental improvements. And then we've added, another couple of $1 million a year of operating costs to the budget as well. So the company's invested a lot of money, and certainly you can see the benefits of that and improvements, and at least in the color. I don't know that the fishing is any better than it was before, because I think it's always been good when I've been up here. But certainly our color, the amount of discharge we put in the river has gone down significantly. About, I think we say 66% over the last 5 years.
And one thing that gets lost in that week, I attend that public hearing here at AT College. Everybody spoke. Everybody at the mill, their environment, they're fishermen, hunter, things like that. They want the environment to stay as good as it possibly can, right? I mean, that continues to get lost in the shuffle. You go over there, it's like they make Rainier be these bad guys that are trying to destroy the environment. But they said they spent $70-some million trying to help the environment, and everybody at the mill is environmentally conscious and wants to do everything they can to protect the river.
Absolutely. And of course, myself, I'm a big fisherman, hunter, spend a lot of time. Matter of fact, I deer hunt just down the river there and spearfishing. And Mr. Bethea himself, he's also a spear fisherman. So he's going to be, he's
spear fisherman.
Right.
Tell us about that sport. Why'd you do it, Clay?
Well, it's a fun thing. It's one of those things you can go down underneath the water and forget everything. But
you go underneath the water.
You go get you some dive tanks and go out offshore. And I like to do it about anywhere from 50 to 80 foot of water and find pretty good sized grouper and hogfish. And you take it's kind of like deer hunting. You just stalk the fish underneath the water. So a lot of fun.
So what happens when you spear them? Does he take off and he pulls you for a while or what? How big the fish
for
is?
somebody like me, yeah, some of them take off. But if you're a good spear fisherman, you can hit them in the backbone and you can stun them. And,
okay.
And
so it's how good of a shot you are. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But most of mine like to take off, and I have to wrestle them down. So you can imagine just trying to.
Oh, that ought to be. I'd like to see some video on that.
Yeah, take a 3-foot fish and wrestle him underneath the water. But anyway, you can usually hit them in the backbone and stun them and get them on your stringer. But it's a lot of fun. All my kids dive with me, and they all spearfish. So it's a family affair for us. And sometime I'll show you my pictures. I have pictures of my mother who still dives with me, and so pretty much she's 74 years old, and so she rolls off the boat with her dive tanks, and she's got her spear gun, and she goes down too, and she gets them. So
wow,
pretty active family.
Jeez.
Did you mention your family? Mentioned how many people in your family here? You're going to reside here in Wayne County?
We're going to reside here in Wayne County. This feels a lot like home. Actually, my wife has commented. She's commented that Jessup's a little bigger town than what we're used to.
I remember you saying that. I had more traffic here.
So, but no, it feels like home. The people are warm, and the community is accepting. But you ask about kids. I have a 22-year-old daughter. She just got married in April. And her and her husband are residing over in Pensacola, Florida. And I have a 21-year-old son. He got married in December. He and his wife are residing in Auburn. He's still in mechanical engineering school up at Auburn. And so they're doing well. We have a son that we spun off at Auburn. He's in chemical engineering in January. So he's still up at Auburn there.
So he could be going to the pup business, huh?
Yeah, we're trying. We're all a pulp mill family. So 2 of them are going to be engineers, and then our 16-year-old daughter, she's come to Jessup with us. She's trying to raise her 2 parents.
Okay.
And, but she'll be starting at Coastal Pines this fall, and we're homeschooled. Our kids are having the pass, and so she'll be doing dual enrollment, trying to get ready to go to college.
Okay.
So that's the family. She's into working out and doing those kind of things. So she likes Jessup and is making a few friends here and there.
Okay. And for folks out there who don't know how to say your last name, say it so they'll know.
Well, I tell people you can call me whatever you want to call me. Just call me for supper. But, it's Clay Bethea. Bethea.
And how do you spell that?
That's Bethea.
Okay,
Bethea. Most people pronounce it Bethea. That might be the correct pronunciation, but whenever you're from North Florida, South Georgia, Bethea probably that's how the family pronounces it.
Okay.
So, but Bethea is it, and I don't. I've been called Bertha before. I don't know how you get Bertha out of Bethea, but so we've got some funny stories there. But yeah, Clay's the name, and just. Give me a call.
All right. So, Clay, when do you actually put on the hat for being the general manager out there at Rainier?
July 1st. Is the official date.
Okay.
And as of this morning, we was already at the plant, and Jack says, you can do that. So
now, do you have to search for somebody for your position?
Well, we've got
operation. Is it director of operations, something like that?
Yeah. Operations production manager. So we'll be looking for that. And first. Kind of get settled into my job, and we got a great team, and we got some versatile players where everybody kind of fills in. So we'll be looking around and start seeing what we can do to backfill.
Okay.
But that'll be coming a little later on, and seeing how we do that.
Okay.
Looking at the organization, so trying to just settle the organization down from this change, and really get me on board. And so we've got some good people that are. Part of the team, and so we'll kind of fill that gap short term as a team.
Okay. Now, Jack, with you going with IP, is that like competition? He can't call you up for advice or anything like that once you leave on July 1st, or?
We do. IP's obviously in the fluff business, and we make a little bit of commodity fluff on C-Mill. But for the most part, we're not really competitors on a grand scheme. So I think I told him he could still call me if he's got a question. And my official last day is June the 30th. But as he said, I've already kind of handed the baton over. And I told him, if you need me, I'm here. But otherwise, I'm going to be visiting with my friends for the next couple of weeks.
That's right. You move in a community like this. I did that for many years until I bought the radio station here in '92, and I've been here ever since. But up until that point, it was a few years. You're advancing your career, so you meet friends for a while, and then you got to go somewhere else. And I'm sure it's going to be difficult for you and your family to do, Jack, is to leave the friends that you've made here in Jessup, in Wayne County.
Yeah, and it is. But we kind of say we're not leaving; we're just going away for a little bit of a sabbatical. Still, we probably talked about it. I bought 100 acres of land out on Bethlehem Road, and we still plan to build on that. Certainly plan to retire here.
Okay, so you'll be back one day.
So we'll be back in 7-10 years, something like that, no doubt. So
you're going to do 7 to 10 somewhere else.
Yeah, it may be hard time too. You never know.
But you're going to be going around the world then, huh? With IP, with the director of technology there?
Yes, they got, again, 48 mills all over the world, all over the United States. They got mills in South America. There's several in Brazil. There's mills in Russia, all of Europe, India, all over. And, if I visit one mill a month, it's going to take me about a year and a half just to get around to all of them. And, of course, Channing, our world traveler daughter, she's already said, Dad, when you go to Russia, I'm going with you because I want to see.
They got a mill there?
They do. They've got a couple mills in Russia. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, good. What sounds interesting. What you say you're going to be in technology? What's your engineering degree in?
It's chemical engineering. I've got a BS from Mississippi State, and I got a master's from LSU in chemical engineering. So I'll certainly get to use those degrees again in this new role.
Yeah. Well, it sounds good. A great opportunity for you. We always hate to see people leave, but that's just the fact of life there. It happens all the time. But I'm glad to see that you're going to retire back here.
Yep. So again, I want to thank Wayne County for being so good to us over the last 6.5 years, and I'm still there. I'm no more than a phone call away. Any way I can help on anything, and we'll be back visiting over the holidays. My in-laws obviously live here, and we'll have homesteaded here. So we're not leaving. We're just saying see you a little later, and we'll be back for sure. So thanks again.
Yeah. Jack Barrett taking a position with IP International Paper. Is that it?
That's correct.
Okay. Headquarters in Memphis, Tennessee, right?
That's correct.
And you'll officially, last day with Rainier is June 30th. Clay Pathay here, the director of operations now, is now becoming the general manager of Rainier. And a good thing about, because Bob and I have dealt with every general manager since I've been here in '92 and him all through the '80s. And me back in the '70s when I grew up here and was educated here. The fact that y'all are so involved in the community as general managers, you just don't sit back there in your position and say, I'm the head of Rainier. You're out there with your boots on the ground here in the community. I mean, you just got through last few years very active in the Chamber of Commerce and Industrial Authority. So it's good to see that the general manager of Rainier is so involved in the community and every aspect of it. That's just hats off to Rainier for that. Is that something that's required, or is it something that you'll just look for in your general manager and say, hey, we'd like someone involved?
It's not a requirement at all. And of course, like I said, I felt like this is home for me, so I wanted to get out there and make a difference. And again, based on what I've known about Clay since I've known him, I believe he's going to be the same way, and that's one of the reasons he was my pick to come here.
Okay.
Well, I want to add to that. That was actually what attracted me to the position as well as the community is Jack's requirement of, I say requirement, it wasn't a requirement. He never said it, but you could tell, are you going to live here and are you going to work in the community? Right. And I told Sandra, I said, this is where I want to go, because whenever Jack says, hey, I'd like to meet your wife, and which he wanted to make sure she was going to be happy here.
Right.
And so, that kind of told me the type company I was coming to. And so we're really excited about that. And just a little bit of background, just as far as community service and all of that. I've actually been an elected county commissioner before.
Oh, you have?
And so I was president of our Kiwanis Club back in Perry, and worked on the Industrial Development Board in the community. Did that for many years, and working to bring industry into our community. So this is whenever Jack talked about what he was doing, everything that felt natural, and that was kind of my background and what I enjoyed doing, because whenever you put Rainier as well as the community together, because it's a partnership. It's not either or. It's a partnership, and so it feels good to be here and to see that the company values that partnership.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things when we interviewed Clay, to make sure that he had a strong partner behind him. And I'd be remiss not saying something about I couldn't do what I have done in Wayne County and be out in front without having my wife Kristen behind me all the way. And many of y'all know her, Kristen Patty, that grew up. She graduated from Wayne County High School, I think, in 1990. And she's out there doing a lot of groundwork for a lot of things that we do. And having that partnership in a leadership position like the general manager at Rainier is just so critical. And she's done a great job. Certainly, she's probably done a better job than I have over the years. She made me look good. So I want to thank her too for everything that we've been able to do here.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Changing the guard at Rainier, and we got a great guy coming in. You picked a great person to succeed you there, Jack. From what we've seen and talked to him, he's going to be a great part of the community also, and keep that community connection from Rainier from the top all the way down.
All right. Well, thank you again. It's been great being here, and we'll be in touch.
Okay, Bob, any other questions or comments for Jack or Clay?
You're going to be missed, Jack. Enjoyed working with you over the last 6 years. It's been fun.
Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure.
WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, world famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, by Parker Insurance and Realty, and by Jury Diesel in downtown Jessup. All right, coming your way in a couple of minutes, news from Fox News Radio.
Hi, my name is Garrett Pye. I'm a physical therapist at Smart Physical Therapy. Physical therapy is a conservative approach to a healthy and pain-free living. Here at Smart, you are guaranteed one-on-one